Father and I went down to camp along with Captain Gooding, and there we saw the men and boys as thick as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. There was General Washington upon a snow-white charger. He looked as big as all outdoors and thought he was the larger. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. And then the feathers on his hat, they looked so tarnal fine. I wanted Pockley to get to give to my Jemima. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. And there I saw a pumpkin shell as big as Mother's basin, and every time they touched it off, they scampered like the nation. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. The troopers too would gallop up and fire right in our faces. It scared me almost half to death to see them run such races. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. But I can't tell the half I seen, they kept up such a smother. I took my hat off, made a bow, and scampered home to Mother. The Vention did in Boston meet, the State House could not hold 'em. So then they went to Federal Street, and there the truth was told 'em. Every morning went to prayer, and then began disputing, till opposition silenced were by arguments refuting. Now politicians of all kinds who are not yet decided may see how Yankees speak their minds and yet are not divided. So here I end my federal song composed of 13 verses. May agriculture flourish long and commerce fill our purses.
Hey guys, I'm back with the 1768 Charleville I got from Veteran Arms. I've had it for about a month, and I've done a lot of stuff to it, and I've done quite a bit of shooting. So I'd like to discuss this and give some final thoughts on it. This musket is from India. Was sold to me by Veteran Arms, and I got it, and it had quite a few issues as soon as I got it that needed addressed. One of the major issues was the barrel bands had to be beat on and off with the mallet. So I had to Dremel every single barrel band out so it would fit correctly. And then the stock was so scratched up that I had to refinish the stock. And I used a linseed oil, it's a boiled linseed oil. And I used a little bit of stain. The stain is Minwax Early American, which I had never used before, but I thought the name was fitting, so I wanted to try it. Also, one of the other issues, this was my fault, was right here. See how this side here is kind of edged out? There's a little edge right here. It had the same thing right here, but I dry fired it like twice and it cracked off. So what I did was just sanded that smooth. I didn't realize at the time, but you can see there's quite a gap there. Let's see if you can see that. From that part missing, that piece of wood missing. Again, that's my fault. So, and then there's some scratches here. You can see, maybe you can't see. There's some scratches on the barrel from the barrel bands being put on way too tight. And then the other issue that I found, so I've been taking this gun hunting with me. Pennsylvania has a late season flintlock, and I started to get into that this year. It's actually the first time I went hunting in like 14 years. So I noticed when I would prime the gun and load it, by the time I got done walking around with the frizz closed, I would be out of powder. So I took the lock plate off when I got home, and I noticed that I had a ton of powder back in behind the lock plate, and I also noticed there was quite a big gap between the pan and the barrel. So what I did was I put a thin line of JB Weld on the bottom of the barrel, just below the flash channel, and that did good for a little bit, but it didn't last. And I'll put a picture in, and you'll see it looked really, really good. It closed the gap up perfectly, the JB Weld did. Today I took it out and I fired 40 rounds through it, which the gun ran 100%. I got the gun 100% reliable. I had two misfires. First time was because the flint needed sharpened, and the second time was, I forget what the second time was. After the 40 round, I came home after I shot those today, and like I said, the gun was 100% reliable. I took the lock plate off, and it looks like the pan here actually has some erosion going on. And I'll put some pictures in for you so you can see. There's like a little chip divot in the end of the pan that would meet up against the barrel that was not there. So I did send Charles, the owner of the company, an email, so we'll see if he gets back to me. Well, actually, I'm sure he will. He's pretty good at responding. I've talked to him several times. Also, like I said, I've talked to him because I had a couple questions. So when I made the original video, I had said that they had test fired the gun and not cleaned it out. They actually don't test fire the guns. I'm not sure about that. The other issue I found with this gun is this ramrod. This thing is a bitch to pull out. I'm not sure. There's something going on down in the stock. I did try to take a look at it, but it's kind of hard to see in there. Sometimes I can't get it to come out at all. I have to seriously yank. Like I'm pushing with, I can't get it out. There we go. So much force I had to put on that. It's kind of hard to see. And look at this. I'm like, to get it back in, I should be able to just push that in like very slightly. But look at that. Now it's in. So I don't know what's going on with that either. Obviously I'd rather it be too tight than come out while I'm shooting, but alright, so it's about 5 days later now, and I finally got a hold of Charles, and I wanted to discuss that. As you can see, the musket's apart. I was trying to fix the gap between the barrel and the pan, and I also filed out the gouge that was in the pan here, so that's completely gone. What I did was I went ahead and deepened the pan, and I also centered the flash hole a little bit more than it was anyways. I cannot get the gap between the lock plate and the barrel to go away, no matter what I do. I tried inletting the stock a little bit more. As you can see, I have chalk here. I was trying to use it as a transfer agent onto the stock. The mainspring was hitting a little bit, and I took care of that. I did I did sand down the outside of around where the block would sit in, and it's just, there's too big of a gap. I'll put a picture in. What I'm thinking is going to need done is they're going to have to just weld up. They're going to have to put some weld down here because it's touching on both sides, just not here. And no matter what I do, I cannot get that gap closed. It took 5 days or so for him to get back to me. So I didn't accuse him of this being any of his problem. I basically said it was probably me that screwed it up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. He did not email me back, and it went 5 days, and I was quite pissed. So I sent an email through their website, and I asked to just cancel the Brown Bess. Again, very calm. I just said, hey, listen, I would like to cancel the Brown Bess order. And I didn't hear anything back from him all day, so I sent him a message on Facebook. And he did respond, and he told me that he received that email, but he didn't know what to say, I guess. So he just decided not to email me back at all, which I don't think was the right thing to do, but I guess I understand his point of view. So we talked for a little bit, and so in the 5 days, in between the 5 days, I started working on this myself, because I didn't think he was gonna look at it. I know that not only, not just the warranty, but I also know that they do work on flintlocks and muskets. So even if I caused the issue, like, he could still fix it and I would pay him, was kind of where I was hoping that it would go. Because I don't know if I caused the pan issue or not. He did tell me on Facebook that he knows for sure that the gap was not there whenever they sent it out. Unfortunately, when I got this, I didn't know enough about flintlocks to look. He says that he suspects that gap got there from when I refinished the stock. Now, a couple things on that. I will say that I did not want to refinish the stock. I only had to refinish the stock because when they put the barrel bands on, they put them on. They were too tight and they needed to be filed down so they would fit good. But instead of doing that, they just slid the barrel bands on and it gouged the stock. And I just thought that made it look pretty cheap. So I wanted to get rid of that. That was the only reason I refinished the stock. And then the other reason, if you remember, I had broke this piece off here by dry firing it. My mistake. It was an honest mistake. So that was the only sanding I did, was right at the very top here, just to make that look even and not like something broke there. I did not file or sand or anything on the inside of this. Now, as you can see, there has been some filing and sanding work done now, but when I originally refinished the stock, I knew better than to mess with anything in here. Again, I didn't notice the gap until I took it hunting, and that was after I refinished the stock. So I don't know if I caused the gap or if the gap came to me, or if the gun came to me with the gap. I'll take his word on it and assume that the gap was not there when he sent it to me and that I did something to cause the gap. So that's fine. He is paying for me to send this back to him. So he's going to pay for the return shipping. I'm going to have them address this issue here. And like I said, I don't know if they'll need to put some weld there or if they can inlet the stock a little better, or heck, maybe I went too far on the inletting. I may need a new stock. I really don't know at this point. But everything does work. It just, I can't get that gap to close up. I got it to the point where no powder will go down there or back there. It's just in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to wait till the Brown Bess gets here. I'm going to open that up. We're going to do an unboxing of that. It's going to be on camera. I'm going to take some detailed pictures of everything. But anyways, once I get the Brown Bess, because I don't have the box for this. I threw it out. It's a big box. So when I get the Brown Bess, I'm going to box this up in that box. I'm going to let him know that I'm ready to ship it, and he's going to pay for return shipping, which is cool. Like I said, he didn't have to do that, but he's going to. So anyways, I'm hopeful we can get this resolved. And like I said, I don't expect him to flip the bill for this completely, because it's my fault no matter how you look at it, because if the gap was there when they sent it to me, I should have caught that. And if the gap wasn't there, then I caused it. So no matter how you really want to scrape it, it's my fault. So, and like I said, I did a ton of work in here now because I didn't think he was gonna talk to me about it. I thought he was just blowing me off. So, which he did not, by the way. So I'm excited to get the Brown Bess, and I'm excited to get this thing worked on. I want to get this fixed because this is such a great gun, and I really do enjoy shooting it. So, and this is in no way trying to slander him or anything, his company or anything. I think he is being great. He should have emailed me back, but I understand there's a lot of people trying to scam me. He probably thought I was like, your gun's a piece of junk, I want my money back. That's not the case. I'm totally willing to split the cost with him, whatever he wants to do. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good day.